This month will definitely be going down as the worst month ever for Travis Scott's career. After 50,000 people attended his Astroworld Festival, over 300 people were injured and 10 concert goers ended up losing their lives. After issuing his original statement on finding out the news after the concert ended, he then said that he would pay for the funeral expenses of the victims. Travis pretty much went into hiding after that though. He was spotted a few times on the phone pacing around his home in Houston, but for the most part he has remained out of sight. However, now it seems like in sync with Kylie posting to her Instagram stories, Travis is also coming back out into the public. According to TMZ, he was spotted in the Palm Springs area at a local golf course. Apparently, he played a few rounds with Michael Jordan, Mark Wahlberg, and Kris Jenner's boyfriend Corey Campbell. The golf course is also rumored to be near Kris Jenner's gated community. A few snapshots from this celebrity hang were posted online, and even in these candid shots, you can tell that this festival tragedy is looming over Travis. He just looks so deep in thought in most of these images, and I mean, currently he has been hit with over 300 lawsuits, so yeah, that might distract anyone from having a good time. These lawsuits also include the ones that are seeking $750 million in damages, as well as the one that's going for $2 billion. However, included in a lot of those are also Drake, Live Nation, and Apple. Travis Scott's attorney, Edwin F. McPherson, also has been going to bat for Travis and said that there has been too much finger pointing. McPherson even took a shot at the Houston police chief for contradicting what he said. Scott's attorney tells the press, "There has been multiple finger pointing, much of which has been by city officials who have sent inconsistent messages and have backtracked from original statements. Houston Police Chief Troy Finner was quoted in the New York Times as saying, 'You cannot just close when you got 50,000 and over 50,000 individuals. We have to worry about rioting when you have a group that's that young.' Yet just a short time later, Chief Finner states the responsibility to stop the show falls on Travis." Travis apparently flew to Southern California to spend the Thanksgiving holiday with his family, including Kylie Jenner. Despite what Travis Scott's attorney said earlier though, as with many of these lawsuits, these put the blame on Travis and the festival organizers, especially for failing to take even the most basic of safety precautions. In one of the lawsuits it says, "Defendants egregiously failed in their duty to protect the health, safety, and lives of those in attendance at the concert, including but not limited to the failure to provide adequate security personnel to implement crowd control measures, proper barricades, and the failure to provide a sufficient amount of emergency medical support." The tragedy at this event had been set into motion when SZA ended her show. People then began to rush over to the main stage area to catch Travis Scott's performance, in an area that was already jammed with a ton of people. The flow of more people coming in started to then increase pressure on the crowd, which left many people caught in the push towards the front of the stage. One concert goer who was caught in this rush and was actually pushed towards the south quadrant told the press, "Once the crowd was moving, you were moving with it. You were at the mercy of the crowd pretty much. There was no way you would have been able to move around or keep yourself stable." Experts are now also saying that the layout of the barriers in the crowd were also to blame. Keith Still, a visiting professor at the University of Suffolk who specializes in crowd safety and crowd risk analysis, told the press, "In general, that's not a safe design because you can't regulate the number of people who are in a high pressure area." Travis Scott's attorney is also stating that the operations plan for Astroworld set plans for certain people to have the power to stop the concert. This included the festival director and executive producers. McPherson claimed that because Travis was heavily focused on his performance, he did not have the ability to actually see that his fans were being injured in the crowd. Scott's attorney then goes on to say, "It was reported that the operations plan designated that only the festival director and executive producers have authority to stop the show, neither of which is part of Travis's crew. This also runs afoul of HPD's own previous actions when it shut down the power and sound at this very festival when the performance ran over 5 minutes back in 2019, adding, "Investigations should start proceeding over finger pointing so that together we can identify exactly what transpired and how we can prevent anything like this from happening again." And well, I certainly hope so. But for now, folks, that's all the time that we have for today. Stay classy, and I'll see you on the next one.